everyone, so today's video is my update for my project 10 uses, and I was really in need of an update because there's only 2 products from before that are staying in this project. So basically I'm doing a project 10 uses where I pick products and use them 10 times. It's kind of self-explanatory, but the reason I'm doing this is just to get use out of all of the products in my collection and make sure I'm rotating through everything. So the first thing is an eyeshadow palette, and this is the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette, and this is one of the products that is staying in. I only used it one time this past month, and I used it 4 times in total, so I do need to use this a few more times before I roll it out. And I tend to not use, I haven't used this very much because I tend to focus on my project pan items more. So I'm hoping to use this a lot more in the next month and maybe roll it out next update, if not the update after that. And then the other product that is staying in is this Makeup Geek highlighting palette. This is the collaboration with Kathleen Lights, and I believe this is not available anymore. But I did use this 6 times in total, so I only have to use it 4 more times. So I think I'm definitely going to be able to roll this out next update. So I did only use this 3 times since the last update. And I do really enjoy this palette, especially this deep shade. I thought it was going to be too deep for me, but I can actually make it work for me, especially because I'm more tan right now. But this more gold and the pink shade are my favorites. Usually I mix these 2 together. Now, part of the reason I'm rolling so many products out is because I decided to declutter a few products. So I did recently do my eyeshadow palette declutter, and I decluttered a lot of palettes. And I also decluttered most of my bigger palettes, and if you didn't see the previous update for this project, I was trying to use my James Charles palette 10 times, the Morphe James Charles palette, and I did end up decluttering that, so I don't have that anymore because I don't support Morphe, and also my larger palettes I just tend not to reach for. I think I used that once or twice the whole time I had it. And I just don't reach for larger palettes, and they just take up so much space and are kind of annoying to store and also to use. So I did declutter that. And then I have a couple products here that I'm also going to be decluttering just because I used them a few times and got a good amount of use out of them, and I just decided I don't really enjoy them. So the first one is the Tarte Tarteist lip paint, and this is basically a lip gloss. And it's in the shade Strike Gold. This did come in a BoxyCharm, so I didn't pay for this with my own money. It's a super glittery lip gloss, and I do enjoy glitter in my lip gloss, but the thing with this is it looks nice when you first apply it, but then when the gloss wears off, there's still all that glitter on your lips, so it just looks like you have glitter all over your lips. So I don't like the way this wears off, how the gloss wears off but the glitter stays on your lips. And also this applicator is kind of weird. It's like a normal doe foot applicator, but no product comes off on the wand, so I find that's a little bit hard to apply. I have to dip back in here 3 times. So this just wasn't my favorite lip gloss, and I didn't really enjoy it, so I am just going to declutter this. And then the other thing I'm decluttering is the Colourpop Pigment in the shade Redzone, and I did use this a few times, and it is really pretty. The thing with this is it's just a not unique color. It's just a champagne shade. So I mostly use this as a glitter topper just all over my lid. But these are also very messy, so I'd rather just use a Colourpop Super Shock shadow that are a lot less messy than a loose pigment, and you basically get the same effect. So I am just going to declutter this. And then everything else I did use 10 times, and then I'm going to be rolling in a lot of new products. So the first one are these Stila Glitter and Glows, and I counted this as 1 product. I'm probably going to end up rolling in one of these at a time instead. I don't know why I rolled in 2, but I counted these as 1 product, so I use each of them 5 times. These are the shades Rose Gold Retro, and then I also have Enchantress here. And I do have about 7 or 8 of these, so I do want to rotate through them, and also along with my loose pigments, so I'm actually not rolling in another Stila Glitter and Glow. I'm going to be rolling in a loose pigment, but these I did use 10 times. And I do really enjoy these. They're really easy to apply to the lid and just kind of pat out with your finger to get that really pretty wash of glitter. That's what I have all over my lid right now. So I do really enjoy using this, and I'm glad I have them in my collection. They're just something I tend not to reach for because I'll usually just grab the metallic shade in whatever palette I'm using. And then the next product I use 10 times is this Nudestix Nudies All Over Face Color in the shade Sunkissed. And obviously this is just a little mini size, and there's really not much product in these at all, so I'll probably end up panning these. Eventually, I got this in a little set with 3 of them. I'm pretty sure it's still available, so I think this is a really good way to try out Nudestix, but not have to buy like a $38 one huge cream blush. So yeah, I do really enjoy this, and the reason I got so much use out of it the past month, because I did use it 7 times, so most of the 10 uses was this past month, because I did go on a little vacation, and this was pretty much the only thing I wore on my cheeks every day when I would apply makeup. And then a powder blush we have here that I use 10 times is the Laura Geller Baked Blush in Brighton in the shade Tropic Hues. And this did come in a BoxyCharm, but I do really enjoy this blush. It's definitely not matte at all, but it's not glittery. It just gives a really nice glow to the skin, and it's a nice berry shade, so I did really enjoy using this. I also use this Makeup Geek face palette 10 times. This is the Flawlessly Ever After Fair Lady face palette, so it's the second to lightest one they have. So they do have these in all color ranges for all skin tones. They have one even lighter than this, and I think this is already pretty light, so their color range is really good with these palettes. And I do actually really love every color in here. I don't know if you can tell, but this shade is cracked. I did drop this a couple times on my bathroom floor, so this bronzer shade did shatter, and I had to repress it, and it just keeps cracking, and I repressed it twice, and it's still cracking like that, so I don't know what to do about that. I might try to repress it again. But I do really love every shade in here. The highlight isn't glittery, it's actually really pretty, and I love these 2 blushes as well. You can get like a completely different look with both of them, so I like that there's kind of a lot of versatility in this palette. So now I'm moving on to all of the new products that I'm rolling in, and I'm really excited to get more use out of a lot of these. So the first one is one of these Nudestix Nudies All Over Face Color. This is the highlighter in the shade Hey Honey. And I found that this was a bit too light for me. When I first got it, it was more like the winter time when I was really pale. So I wasn't able to wear this, but now that I'm a little more tan, I'm hoping that I can pull this off. And if it's still too dark for me, I will end up decluttering it. So I really just want to see if I can make this work for my skin tone now that I'm a little bit more tan. And then I'm also rolling in another powder blush. This is the Milani powder blush in the shade Romantic Rose. So this is a matte blush, which usually I like more shimmery blushes, but I also like using more than one blush. So I'll apply a matte blush, and then if I want a little bit of glow, I will apply a glowy blush over top. Most of the time I'm wearing more than one blush because I like to layer them on top of each other. But yeah, I'm really excited to get more use out of this, and I was debating whether or not to declutter this, but I really haven't gotten much use out of this, so I just want to use it, and I probably won't end up decluttering it now because I don't know, I just don't want to let go of this, and this is one of the only Milani blushes I have, so I just want to get some use out of it. And then I'm also going to be rolling in another face palette. This is the Cover FX Perfector face palette. This did come in a BoxyCharm, but I have used this a couple times and I really enjoyed it. It has everything you need in here to pretty much complete your whole face, so I do really like that. They have a blush shade, I cannot speak today, contour / bronzer shade, and then they also have a finishing powder, which I really enjoy finishing powders because I don't like my skin to be completely matte. And then they have 3 highlighters here, so I'm really excited to get more use out of this. And also with 10 uses, I just have to open up this palette and dip into any of the shades, and that counts as 1 use. So I find that that's easier with face palettes than to try to like use every shade 10 times would be really difficult. And then I also wanted to roll in a loose powder. This is very reflective because I've only been using pressed powders really, and I want to start going through all of my loose powders. And this is the Becca Hydra-Mist Set and Refresh powder. This is the powder that feels like kind of wet on your skin, and it's like a little bit cooling. So I do want to use this up before that effect kind of like goes away. And I also really like the packaging of this because it's not too messy. They have this little lid covering, and then you open this up and the powder is in there. So I really like the packaging of this. I find that this is like my least messy loose powder. And then I did also want to roll in this loose highlighter that I just recently got in. I did end up buying the Sephora Favorites Clean Makeup Kit. So I did film a whole video using all those products that will be up in the near future. So this is the RMS Beauty Living Glow Face and Body Powder, and I really didn't think I was going to like this at all. I thought I would end up decluttering it, but this is a super pretty loose highlighter. I thought it was going to be glittery and maybe a little bit too dark for my skin tone, but it actually looks really beautiful on the skin. And then I'm kind of showing these products in a weird order, but I also wanted to roll in a foundation. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. And this is a little bit deeper than like all of my palest foundation shades. And while I'm a bit more tan, I wanted to get some use out of this. And I also have probably only used this like once, if that. So I did want to use this a lot more and see how I like it. And then I'm also going to be rolling in a loose pigment from Colourpop. This was the Kathleen Lights collaboration. This is the shade The Ram. And I am really excited to use this. It's a really pretty corally orange peachy color, sort of, and it has like gold glitter in here. And then lastly, I have a couple of lip products. The first one is the Ofra Cosmetics Miami Fever liquid lipstick, and I thought this was a good shade kind of to transition to fall, and it's a really pretty orangey red-ish color. So I'm really excited to get more use out of this, and I haven't used this very much, and I'm excited to try the Ofra formula some more because this is pretty much, I do have 2 of the Ofra liquid lips, but they both came in BoxyCharm, so I haven't actually purchased anything from Ofra, but I would be interested in trying more products from them. And then lastly, I wanted to include a lip gloss just to kind of rotate through my lip glosses and other lip products. So this is the Colourpop Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade Champagne Mami, and it's a really pretty reddish tone, and I thought it would also go good with that liquid lipstick. And the applicator of this is not my favorite. It's already starting to kind of like fray. But I mean, it's just an applicator. As long as the actual product looks good, I don't really care. So that is it for all of the products that I'm rolling out / decluttering and all of the new products I'm rolling in. And I'm super excited to get more use out of all of these. So let me know down below in the comments if you enjoy these videos and what other kinds of videos you would like to see from me. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And I do post new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So if you want to see more from me, make sure to subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notified every time I post. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.